Next matter that is ready to proceed.
We can take Nicholas Calzada.
All right. It's off the 11 o'clock calendar. Mr. Calzada, could you please turn on your video for me?
Yeah, hold on one second.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Calzada. You're here for arraignment, so could you please tell me your full legal name?
I don't know how that has anything to do with a case. My name.
Well, Mr. Calzada, I need to confirm who you are. So could you please tell me? Well,
I'm here physically present, right?
Mr. Calzada, could you please, what is your first name?
My first name? Well, it could be anything, right? I could change my name at will, right?
All right. I'm going to set this matter over for an in-person arraignment, and Mr. Lohr, you'll have law enforcement standing by. All right?
Well, there you are.
All right. So, Mr. Calzada, I will set this over. You will appear in person at the Bothell Municipal Court for arraignment.
I don't even consent to that. I didn't even consent to, I was going to go there today. And you guys were all doing Snohomish County prisoners. Pretty busy, huh? The sheriff even said it's pretty busy.
That's true, Mr. Calzada, but I'm going to make time.
Pretty big. The court has to file a 1099-C. How you file a 1099-C for that bond? You don't need voter approval for that, don't you, those bonds? How much are the bonds?
Mr. Calzada, I'm going to set this to December 31st at 1:30 in the Bothell Municipal Court in person. You will need to be there for arraignment, okay? So I will see you in person at the Bothell Municipal Court at that time, all right?
Looks like there's no free will then.
So
then what am I doing here then? Hold on, what am I doing here?
Well, right now you are not responding to my questions. So
well, you're not responding to any of my questions. I don't have a problem of answering any of your questions, but I have a couple questions first. I have to understand too. I don't understand what's going on. I don't know everything. I'm not perfect.
I've come in person so that we can be sure that you understand what's going on.
All right, great. I'm glad. It's definitely implied, isn't it? It's not expressed. It's implied.
December 31st at 1:30 in person.
December 31st at 1:30, I'll be there.
Very good. We'll see you then.
All right. Hello, hello, hello. I got a new Christmas backdrop. That was that's Alyssa's fault, and so is this next one. And then I've got one from Andrea from Iowa. I wasn't gonna do it today, but I got inspired. Had myself a nice workout. Good sauna. And I was ready to stream. Ready to roll. Alyssa sent me that. She's like, I'm not sure if he's a soft sit. I'm like, I don't know how much more soft sit you want him to be. I mean, I guess he didn't have a fez on and use the term traveling for driving. But other than that, he did every soft sit thing I could think of. All right, let's carry on. This guy, well, the cheese is off the cracker. But he actually makes more sense than the soft sit. Because he oscillates between reality and fiction. You'll see.
Good morning.
Morning, Judge.
I think we have Mr.
In my name, as usual, I prefer you guys to the other board. Good to see you.
Good to see you, sir. How are you?
I'm not well. They won't bring me my medicine.
Sorry.
What medicine do you need, Mr. Clark? Because we didn't talk about that.
Suboxone.
Okay.
I've already scored out. I've already been approved for it, but they won't bring it to me out of spite. Like, I'm aware that my pain makes women feel better or something. I don't understand fully. I'm not a grown man. I'm a young boy, like in a man's body, meaning that I normally, when I get my medicine and things I need, I emit something called Serengeti, which means that all the medicines around the world work properly, but nobody else does, meaning that.
Okay. This is my second time through. He emits something called the Serengeti. And all the other medicines on Earth are contingent upon him emitting the Serengeti. Oh, sweet Jesus. And he still makes more sense than the soft sit.
It's something that your parents had to have done prior to your marriage and stuff.
So I can't promise you any.
But just to answer your question on the spot.
Yeah, I was probably, I can't promise you anything, but I can look into it for you, Mr. Clark, okay?
Thanks.
Okay.
Okay, let's go ahead and call Mr. Clark's case officially. So we are on the record, and we have Ms. Talene here. We also have Ms. Zazueta for the City Attorney's Office. Ms. Talene, have you had a chance, obviously, to speak with Mr. Clark?
I was able to speak with Mr. Clark, and he would like to accept this city attorney's offer this morning.
Okay, Mr. Clark.
So that we're looking at like we're looking at 6 or 7 days in jail with.
I told you 10 days, remember, and then you'll have that 20 that's suspended, so you don't have to serve those. That's just suspended under the condition that you don't go back to those locations.
Okay, sure.
And let me make sure you understand what you'd be doing then, because there are 6 cases that are open. One's going to be dismissed, but in the 5 cases, you'd be entering some guilty pleas. In connection with those guilty pleas, as Ms. Talene just said, the prosecutor is recommending that I impose a total of 30 days of jail, but 20 of it would be suspended, which means you would have 10 days to serve. And the other 20 days would be suspended on the condition that you not go back to two different locations. One of them is 1015 Pearl Street, and the other is 1051 Pearl Street. They are both locations that involve the Ozo coffee shops at those locations. So you couldn't go back to either of those Ozo coffee shops. Do you understand all of that?
Yeah.
When you plead guilty, you're giving up your right to trial and all of the other rights that Ms. Talene has described to you. Do you understand that?
Oh, yes, yes.
Are you doing that voluntarily today?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any medications or drugs or alcohol today?
No.
Do you understand? We'll start with case number 244292. Do you understand this charge of trespassing? It alleges that you went to the Ozo shop at 1015 Pearl Street on August 20th of 2024 without the legal right to be there. Do you understand that charge?
Oh, of course, of course.
Okay, and Ms. Talene, would you waive a factual basis for that charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead then, Mr. Clark, to that charge of trespassing, which is a violation of Section 543 of the Boulder Revised Code?
No contest.
August 20th of 2024.
No contest.
All right, I'll accept a no contest plea. Any comment from you, Ms. Zazueta, before I impose the sentence?
No, Your Honor.
Any comment from you, Ms. Talene?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, on that case, I'm going to impose 12 days of jail. I'm going to suspend 10 days of jail, so there'll be 2 days to serve. The 10 days is going to be suspended on the condition that you not go back to 1015 Pearl Street, which is the Ozo coffee shop, and my order will be in effect for 1 year. They have maybe have already told you that it's out to February 27th, I believe, 2026, that you can't go back. So my order will expire before they've told their order does, but you have to comply with theirs as well. So you can't go back for even longer than I've said. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so that takes care of that case. Let's turn to case number 2024-6484. This is the other case where at the Ozo coffee shop. This allegedly occurred on December 3rd of 2024.
Now, mind you, these are false police reports they're calling it, right? You're aware of that. These are all false police reports they're calling in. In other words, I've committed no crime there.
Well,
These
let's
are
talk
false
about
police
that.
reports.
Because
You guys have done zero investigation. I'm pleading guilty on convenience. Okay? So I plead guilty
Judge, you're aware that all these police reports are lies that I'm pleading guilty to, right? Can we just get that on the record? Okay.
To all of them.
Okay, let's make a good
outright.
clear,
I plead straight guilty.
let's make a good clear record. So I'll speak and then you can speak as well after I've spoken, just so we go one at a time, if that makes sense. So in that case, the allegation is that you committed the offense of trespass on December 3rd of 2024 at 1521 Pearl Street.
Right. You understand how the federal law works? Okay, when there's a commitment to an integral sense within the law, okay, that is not a crime. That is a superlative. Okay, I know you're a
Oh, sweet Jesus. Well, I'll tell you, I've been practicing law almost 30 years now. I was not aware of this. Please do tell.
regular judge. Okay, but in the federal court, when there's an adverse commitment, that is what we call something that gives us a strident reason for the things that people naturally apply to be disavowed. Okay, and that's something that you may learn today. Probably not. I mean, I plead guilty outright under the convenience that I'm the person that is being victimized here, and I understand it. Do you understand that much?
I certainly understand what you're saying.
Okay, that's all I needed to know.
Okay, so let's just back up a step. I want to make sure this is what you want to do. Is this what you'd like to do to resolve the cases to
Yes.
prevent the contest? Okay. And are you doing that voluntarily here today?
Yes.
Is anybody forcing you to plead no contest?
They're holding my medicine and my food against me, but that's about it.
But nobody here in this courtroom is forcing you to plead no contest.
I mean, no.
Okay. And are you under the? You've already indicated you.
No, I mean, it's cool. I mean, I'm innocent, and they're starving me and withholding my medicine. But other than that, there's no duress. I'd like to proceed. Okay.
You weren't under the influence of medications or alcohol.
No.
Ms. Talene, would you waive a factual basis for this charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to accept the plea. It is to the charge then of trespass in violation of Section 543 of the Boulder Revised Code, occurring on December 3rd of 2024 at 15.
Good thing we waived that factual basis because this guy is saying he didn't do it, but he's pleading guilty. Okay.
21 Pearl Street. How do you plead to that charge, sir?
No contest.
I'll accept that no contest plea. Any comment from you, Ms. Zazueta, on this case?
No, Your Honor.
Any comment from you, Ms. Talene?
No, Your Honor.
All right, in that case, I'll do very similarly to that I did in the other case. I'll impose 12 days.
I've never seen this judge before, but I do like him. He does not get knocked off center by any of this. He just is like, we've got a call, let's finish it. The end.
Days of jail, but I'm going to suspend 10 days of that jail sentence on the condition that defendant not go back to the Ozo Coffee Shop at 1521 Pearl Street for a 1-year period. We'll give credit for the time the defendant's been in custody and waive court costs. So that takes care of 2 cases. We've got 3 more to go, so we'll just keep moving through them. Case number 2024-5752 alleges trespass at 1777 Broadway on October 18th of 2024. Do you understand that charge?
Yes.
And Ms. Talene, would you waive a factual basis for that charge?
Yes.
How do you plead then to that charge, Mr. Clark, of trespass on October
No
18th,
contest.
2024? I'll accept that no contest plea. Any comment from you, Ms. Zazueta, first?
No, Your Honor.
And any comment from you, Ms. Talene?
No, thank you.
I will follow the recommendations of the parties. It's a 2-day jail sentence for that charge, credit for the time the defendant's been in custody, and will waive court costs. 2 cases left to go, Mr. Clark. Case number 24-6564 is another trespass charge. This allegedly occurred at the 2100 block of 14th Street on December 10th of 2024. Do you understand that charge?
Yes.
And Ms. Talene, would you waive a factual basis for that charge?
Yes.
How do you plead then to that charge, Mr. Clark, of trespass allegedly occurring December 10th, 2024 at 2100 14th Street? I'll accept that no contest plea. Any comment before I impose sentence for you, Ms. Zazueta?
No, Your Honor.
Yeah. In the future, the people that made these false police reports will be prosecuted under federal law.
All right. Any other comment from you, Ms. Talene?
No, thank you.
All right. I'll impose 2 days of jail on that charge, give credit for the time the defendant's been in custody, and will waive court costs. And then the last case is case number 246749. This case alleges that on December 15th of 2024 at 1440 Pine Street, you committed the offense of trespass in violation of section 543 of the Boulder Revised Code. Do you understand that charge?
Well, it means I walked in with what they appear to know is no money. In other words, when you walk in their business with $0 in your pocket, as far as they know, that's trespassing, right?
This one was actually at an outside location where there was a sign. It wasn't at one of the restaurants. It was just an allegation that you were.
Okay, it's all
sign.
false. No contest.
You want to plead no contest to it?
Yeah.
And Ms. Talene, would you waive a factual basis for the charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. How do you plead then? I've accepted the no contest plea, but I want to make it formal here. The charge is trespass in violation of section 543 of the Boulder Revised Code on December 15th of 2024. How do you plead to that charge, Mr. Clark?
No contest.
All right. I've accepted the no contest plea. Any comment before I impose sentence from you, Ms. Zazueta?
No, Your Honor.
None of
Any comment from Ms. Talene?
No, thank you.
All right, I'll impose 2 days of jail for that charge, give credit for the time the defendant's been in custody, and will waive court costs. So what this does, Mr. Clark, is that the agreement that you reached with the prosecutors that we talked about at the beginning, that's now been met. The case number 246748 is going to be dismissed because it's duplicative. The most important thing for you, sir, is when you're released from custody, not to go back to either the two coffee shops, the Ozo coffee shops at 1015 Pearl or at 1521 Pearl. Does that make sense to you, sir?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, just give me the thumbs up. All right, thank you, Mr. Clark. And hopefully when you get out, you can get you kind of a fresh start. I'd encourage you to come to our community court dockets at Penfield Tate on a Thursday morning. If you come there and you need some assistance with things, one of our navigators can assist you in getting this process started for housing, or working with one of the navigators to find a mental health counselor.
Where's that at?
It's at Penfield Tate, which is right at Broadway and Canyon. And we do it on Thursday, that outside area that's right in front, kind of where the sidewalk goes along, right in front of the creek path there in between the city building.
I won't remember because I don't have my medicine. Okay, well, can one of these guys write it down for me?
I'll write it down for you.
Thank you, officer. But it's Thursday mornings from 9 to 11. And
At the courthouse?
No, it's, you know where Broadway and Canyon come together?
The municipal building.
Just,
Right
if you were at
in
Central Park.
my municipal building in the park?
Yeah, right behind that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course I know.
Thursdays, 9 to 11. It'd be a good time.
Yeah, we'll go. I already told him what my needs were last week in regards to that. Meaning that you got to understand, I'm the leader of these people. That means I'm the last one that gets housing. So yeah, it's about time.
Okay.
Meaning that I'm to be married and all.
Wait, no, I don't understand. Can we get into this? You're the leader of what people, and why are you the last one to get out? Is this sort of an analog to the captain always goes down with the ship? What's going on here? Please do explain.
All this kind of other shit. Meaning, that's canceled now. There's a nurse here that I'm supposed to be married to that I'm not marrying now because you guys are torturing her, not giving me my medication. So yeah, I'm a polygamist. Yeah, and I didn't want to be.
Wait, he's supposed to be marrying a nurse, but he won't because they're torturing her. I guess they're torturing her by denying him medication. I don't know. I can't follow. And then I think he throws he's a polygamist in there. I'm not sure, but it's hard for me to understand because he's not admitting Serengeti at the moment.
Well, we'll just look to see you if you can make it there on a Thursday. We would love to see you there.
I'm there every Thursday.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Clark. That should
is
wrap
this all
things
the
up.
charges that I'm up against, or do I have more?
I don't know.
So Mr. Clark, you have some state court cases that I told you about. You're going to be seen this afternoon on those cases, and you'll have a public.
Like a 10-day concurrent sentence.
I'm not representing you on those cases, but there will be a public defender that will come out and talk to you.
Okay, who are you going to talk to about my medicine?
I'm going to talk to somebody at the jail, okay?
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. Officer, thank you for your assistance. That's the only defendant we have today, so I appreciate your at work today.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you all.
Bye.
All right, that was fun. We are now going into one that was sent to me by Android from Iowa. I have no idea what we're walking into, other than she suggests there's a Waaambulance involved.
Hi, what's your name, please?
Garner.
Oh, she's kicking it off full chili. I don't even know if we've got room for this to get worse.
Thank you, Miss Garner. I'll be right with you.
Mr. Bird, I just sent you an email on Miss Garner. I had initially sent it to Mr. Nasser because I got the Garners mixed up.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Diamond Garner.
I see the Parker. And I see Shanika Garner.
No, I sent Diamond Garner to Mr. Nasser by mistake because I got the Garners mixed up. I just now realizing my mix up, I just sent Diamond Garner to you, realizing that I had accidentally sent it to Mr. Nasser.
You sent it to my personal email? Oh, here.
I don't know, whichever one I normally send it to.
Gotcha. It just came.
All right, this is 24-046268, State of Michigan versus Diamond Arraignment Garner. Your name, counsel.
Jennifer Douglas for the people, P72748.
Yes, Your Honor. Brandon Bird on behalf of Diamond Garner. My client waives her right to the formal reading, was advised her constitutional rights, and will stand mute.
Court winner, not guilty plea on your client's behalf. Ask the bond.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Miss Garner, she is currently on a personal bond. So we believe that the court is required to issue a money bond. But what we're most concerned about is we're asking for a tether house arrest on Miss Garner. Her pending case is in Third Circuit Court. Right now, she is charged, that's case number 24-004244, where she is charged with assault with intent to cause great bodily harm, less than murder, and then 2 counts of assault and battery with a date of offense of April 15th to 24. She's originally arraigned on April 18th to 24, given a $50,000 cash or surety bond, which it appears that it was later lowered at redetermination to $50,000 personal with a tether. Your Honor. So I don't see that the tether was removed. Mr. Bird could perhaps correct me if that's wrong, but I don't see that the tether was removed. So here, Your Honor, it would appear that Ms. Garner has a tether, but the tether allows her to leave home. She's on bond for an assaultive case, and now she's charged with assault too. She has a history of assault with prior convictions, including a 2006 assault with intent to cause great bodily harm, 2 counts of that conviction in 2006. And then she has some other convictions that are not assaultive. Your Honor, here there's the allegation that Ms. Garner punched the father of her children in the face at a gas station. So we have a concern that this indicates an inability or refusal to control anger, especially since
She really is on the chili plan. First, be really aggressive, and then cry like a big blubbering baby about it.
gas stations are notoriously video recorded, and this itself is supposed to have been on video. So, Your Honor, given that she's already on personal with a tether, we're asking for her to have tether house arrest for safety reasons.
Excuse me, ma'am. I cannot be on house arrest at that house. Okay? I have problems with the neighbors down the street. I did not cause anything from my baby daddy. Yes, ma'am. I mean, I'm sorry.
This is Attorney Brandon Bird speaking. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. You are my attorney. Yes, sir. Sir.
Please exercise your right to remain silent in this matter. Anything you say could be used against you. We have a prosecutor in the room, and I don't want you to get yourself in trouble, even though you believe that you're saying something that might help you, but it might not. We haven't a chance to go over it.
I'm sorry, Attorney. I didn't touch him.
No, you don't have to be sorry. You don't have to be sorry. We're gonna try. We're about to get our chance, though. Okay.
Okay, Mr. Bird, ask the bond.
I got an infant baby. I just had a baby, y'all.
Ma'am, Miss Garner, let your attorney do the talking. He's much better at practicing law than you are.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. 36-year-old lifelong resident of Michigan.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. She gets one right now. She gets one right now. Let's find it.
Has 9 children, Your Honor. She was
Oh, sweet Jesus. 9 children. I gotta preview these things. She's the old woman in the shoe at this point.
forthcoming about her. She was forthcoming about her pending case. She works with the phones and tablets that you see outside, but Your Honor, it doesn't make enough to support her. She still's on government assistance, can't afford any amount of bond. As I said, if it is a bond condition and it is a bond condition that wants to be addressed by the prior court in which she has her case pending, they have the ability to do so. But she understands there's going to be no contact with Stephen Page at this moment, Your Honor, and respectfully, we're going to ask her to look for a personal bond. She needs to get back home to her children, and as she stated, she just has a newborn. So respectfully, we're going to ask for a personal bond, no contact, Your Honor.
So obviously, prosecutor indicated that was out on a personal bond with this case. So the court is compelled to set a money bond.
Nominal. If we can get a nominal bond in, Your Honor, please.
And as to this Coyle address, does she live there or who lives there?
That's my address.
That's yep, that's her address.
So I'm a little confused, and maybe Miss Douglas, you can help me with this. I've got both the complainant and Miss Garner on Coyle, but the write-up says that they met at a gas station to discuss the children. So ma'am, we'll get to you a little bit later if you need to say something, but I'm asking the two attorneys something right now. So do they both live on Coyle, or does one of them not live on Coyle?
My client indicates to us that she indicated to us that he doesn't live on Coyle. He actually indicates to us that he lives at the location of the incident. The location at 18137 Joy Road.
That's a gas station.
You know what? For some reason, there's not an address in our system for him. Let me see if I can find something else that has his address.
Thank you.
Mr. Bird, does your client have any cash on her right now?
No.
She indicates to us that she doesn't have any money now.
This is the kid.
Well, I find
That looks like the
incredibly
only
easy to
address
believe.
that I have for him, but it being empty in the system would suggest that somebody thought that was not correct and took it out. So, but I don't have a different address for him.
All right. Here's what we'll do. Ma'am, while this case is pending, you're gonna have no contact with Mr. Page. That means don't call him, don't text him, don't go to his house, don't meet him at a gas station. No contact means no contact. If he lives at that Coyle address, you cannot go to that Coyle address. Is that clear to you?
Yes.
All right, court will set bond at $5 cash surety. That will apparently give us a bond redetermination hearing on Monday, December 30th. Further date after that is a pretrial, January 14, in front of Judge Garrett here in 36th District Court. Thank you, Ms. Garner. You can step aside.
So you said I gotta do what? My bond is what? No.
Your bond is $5, ma'am. If you can't post that by Monday, you'll get a hearing in front of the chief judge, and I'm sure he'll lower it. I'm not sure.
$5? Yeah, it's gonna be posted, please. you so much. Yes.
Okay.
Can I you see this? Post it right now on my property.
Well, there you have it. That's what I got today. Whew, $5 bond, and she's crying about it. Good Lord. I don't know. Guys, you got to step it up. You really do. I don't even understand it. Well, that's not true. I do understand it, but it can't be discussed openly. It cannot be discussed openly. It's just one of those things. And it's the holiday season. There we go. There we go. Grant Park Christmas tree. Look the other way. I am speechless. I can't think of anything anything I can say about that scenario that won't get me in trouble. So we had a soft set. I don't know. The second guy was so wacky. I wouldn't call him a soft sit, but he was soft sit adjacent as well. And the last one was just a big, well, you know. Crying. First of all, she's assaulting people, getting busted for it left and right. She has 9 kids, which I can't imagine she's taking care of. I can't imagine a scenario where those kids aren't neglected. I'm not accusing her of it. I'm just saying I can't see how that wouldn't happen with 9 kids and one adult who cries when a judge sets a $5 bond. I see no scenario where that works out well for anybody. Her, the kids, society, anybody. But there we are. There we are. Let's not go there. A couple days after Christmas. That would have been a good one for the airing of the grievances during Festivus. I don't know when that commences officially. And that's that. I don't know. But I've been back from Florida for 2 days. It's not particularly cold, but I'm really, really questioning why I am in this godforsaken climate right now. And I make no guarantees that I don't do my next trim from someplace warmer. Despite the fact that I can say to you with authority that I have zero plans to do so right now. That could change in the next 2 hours. That's what we're dealing with here. That's what we're dealing with. All right. Hope you all are having fun. I'm just hanging out a little bit because I know everyone's bored. It's the holidays. They're like simultaneously the best and worst time of year. You do all this family stuff, which is like awesome and boring as hell at the same time. Like you'll have like a really fun couple hours, and then you'll just be like, okay, everything's closed, and I'm bored out of my mind. And everybody deals with it. That's just the way the world works. Makes a man want to get on a plane and go someplace warm. Thanks for coming out. I'll see you all soon.